Welcome to our latest Astley Media Project Positivity in Conversations with webcast. During these interviews, we're talking to key people about how they're facing up to the challenges of the coronavirus outbreak. This time, I'm joined by 5-time Olympian Jo Pavey, who's telling me how she stays fit by playing tag with her son and why she's been running on a treadmill with a saucepan. Enjoy. Hi Jo, thanks for joining us. How are you?
Hi, thanks. How are you? Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, good. Sort of coping.
Yeah.
As is everybody else, I think. Just about. Yeah, thanks for joining us. Great to chat to you. I guess now you would have been normally preparing to fly out for the Olympics and not too long a distance.
Yeah, the sport was at the stage where the trials hadn't taken place. Obviously, I feel extremely fortunate to have been to 5 Olympics, and going to a 6th is a huge ask, and I don't want people to think I was delusional. I know it was a big ask, but I was training hard to compete in the trials. I hadn't made the final decision whether to do the London Marathon, which was, of course, the marathon trial, or to target Highgate 10,000 metre trial that was in June. But of course, both of those are not taking place at the moment. But I was training extremely hard because I was meant to be doing a half marathon on March the 21st, and that was only postponed like a week before, and I've been getting down the track regularly. But yeah, I was really focused on competing in the trials, giving it a go and see if I could get in the team. But I know it's a big ask. But I mean, of course, at the moment with the situation, all the things you hear about, and you know, the sadly people losing their lives and people working so hard in the NHS, it feels like really we're sort of more worried about people's health and well-being, and it almost feels wrong to talk about being disappointed about not competing in things, obviously, at this stage.
Yeah, it is sometimes difficult to sort of look any further than the days or a couple of weeks ahead. I get that. But having said that, you've not ruled out 2021.
No, of course I'll be even older. So, without having to go on about my age, which I know, I don't mind the banter about that, I will be even older. So that might make it even tougher. But I am still focused on giving it a go. I've kept my training going best I can. I'm more sort of probably in a ticking over mode at the moment, trying to keep all the different elements of training going there, as far as running at different paces, keeping a bit of strength and conditioning going, and of course keeping very active with the kids, which has been lots of fun. But yeah, I'm trying to keep it going because I really want to be able to pick up those more key sessions once the track's open again. Of course, a lot of the facilities have been shut, and also up until really a couple of days ago, really not allowed to drive anywhere. So I've done all my running from home, which is extremely hilly, so my legs feel quite sore a lot of the time. But yeah, I'm still keeping it going, and keeping involved in lots of nice things around positivity of exercise and mental health and things like that, which has been really nice to be involved with as well. But yeah, I'm still giving it a go and see what happens, really.
And I understand you've been quite creative, and the coffee table and your kids' trampoline have come into play.
Yeah, definitely. I've really enjoyed having more time to do more sort of kid type activity, of course, without the rush of the school run and then all the kids clubs and everything. We've had definitely more time with being able to go out on the trampoline. I've tried to come up with certain routines on the trampoline, which I have a laugh with my son and daughter because I'm not as good as them. But also last night I played tag or whatever with my son for an hour and a half in the garden, and it was like really getting my adrenaline going. He was like hiding behind things and sneaking up on me and running around trying to do those sudden sprints to get away from him. I think did me a lot of good. I need that sort of thing at this stage of my life, try and keep me young. So that was lots of fun. But yeah, doing all things like that. Of course, we've still been out for runs together from the house, and the kids have been on their bikes. My son runs with me a bit as well and things like that. But of course we haven't done the family trips where we drive somewhere further afield to do things like that. So we've had a lot more time to just play basic games in bat and ball, and we've done a lot of activity challenges as well with the children, which has been fun. So all those sorts of things in combination with more traditional training has kept me going, definitely.
It sounds like tag might become part of your training regime going forward.
Yeah, definitely. I could definitely feel it in my legs this morning when I went for my run. Those sudden accelerations and the sheer fear of trying to just get away when being chased. That was definitely good for my training, because I don't really do a lot of really short sprints. In that way, I do like 200-meter repetitions and things like that. But those sudden trying to get away from my son playing it was really did me a lot of good last night, I think. And also lots of fun for both of us, which was the main thing.
Yeah, maybe recommend it to some of your colleagues.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of what you do, Jo, is around discipline. We've spoken several occasions, and I admire your discipline and your application. And no matter what the weather, no matter how you're feeling, you have to get out there and do it. How have you managed to, for those of us who spend the days in our pajamas now, how have you managed to maintain that discipline in this current situation?
I mean, I think the fortunate thing for me is I just love running, and that's why I've kept going for so many years. And I love the fact that we can have quality time together as a family by getting out and getting active as well. And just the whole great thing you feel from exercise, all that boost of self-esteem, all the brilliant effects on physical and mental health, all that side of it I love about keeping fit. And as far as actual athletics and running, I love setting myself goals and enjoying the journey of trying to achieve those goals, setting myself mini goals along the way and all that side of things. And at the moment, of course, I'm extremely lucky that as a runner, it's probably easier than a lot of sports for actually keeping it going. Obviously, I can go for a run from my front door, whereas of course people that are in team sports or people that maybe need a swimming pool or for specificities of their sport, obviously it's a lot more difficult. And as a runner, even though I can't use the track and I can't go to some of the locations where obviously now we're allowed to travel a little bit, but up to now not being able to travel at all to some of the trails I would normally use, that's curtailed things a bit. But I have been able to still go out, do hill sessions, run at different paces. And I think just going into that mode of trying to rise to the challenge rather than think of the negativities, think of, right, enjoy trying to find ways around this. Like, whereas I've chosen new routes near to my home, challenged myself, see how quick I could do the routes. I've found flat stretches where I can to do some sprint repetitions, and also enjoy doing a lot of multi-pace runs. So on the actual run, just think, right, I'm going to run as hard as I can up this hill and then recover a bit at the top and then run this next stretch, and trying to keep that going as well as a bit of mileage. But it's also nice getting out and about because there's so many people out exercising and running around the village and around the local area. You always got people to say hello to. There's a much more activity going on as far as other people out running, out biking, and that's really positive to see as well.
Yeah, and it is. It does change the way we interact with each other, definitely. And how about communication, Jo? I've spoken to previous guests about communication. That's obviously a key part of what you do as well with the Team GB, I presume, and your fellow athletes. I know your husband's your coach, so I guess that's not an issue. But how have you stayed in touch with those people that you would normally be talking to on a regular basis?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I was very much at the stage in my career, for quite a few years now, really, where, obviously we're in Devon, where we love being. We've got beautiful places to train, I think, and my husband, Gav, is my coach, and that's been, the situation for so many years. And we weren't really in a situation where we're accessing any high performance centre or anything like that. Like, obviously, kept going for a number of years, and obviously when I was fortunate enough to win the gold medal at the European Championships when I was over the age of 40, got a lot of banter about my age at that time.
Was that ever mentioned?
Yeah, well, I was old, yes.
Yeah.
but yeah, so of course then we were living in Devon, just Gav and I working together, juggling things around the kids. So as far as that situation, nothing's really changed. Of course, I'm in contact regularly with my sponsors and enjoy doing things with them, and also just people in the sporting world or in the world of promoting health and fitness, like campaigns with Sport England, or obviously enjoying being involved in the Premiership Rugby Make That Cool initiative, and all these sort of things. So I've been in contact with people by Zoom calls, email, phone calls. But yeah, I've done quite a lot of Zoom calls, which has been new to me because I'm always a bit behind the technology, and it's been nice to I had a Zoom call with a load of athletes at the weekend, and we were all able to communicate, probably about 15, 16 of us, and that sort of thing is really lovely to do. Of course, texting people, just same as everyone really, just trying to keep some contact going in the sporting world. But as far as my training, it's really been Gav and I anyway, and we've enjoyed working towards goals together and find a way around things really, which we've always done over the years really.
Good stuff, good stuff. And you mentioned Make That Call, Jo. That's a great initiative. Tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah, I was thrilled when I was asked to take part in the England, well, at the Premiership Rugby's Make That Call campaign. Obviously, the initiative was initially designed by WASPs. It was designed to make call to fans, to support them, people that might be struggling with their mental health and really need someone to talk to. And of course, this initiative was taken up by many rugby clubs, including Exeter Chiefs, who I'm a big fan of. So I was really honoured to be asked to be an honorary rugby player, I suppose, because they said, it'd be nice if I got involved being a Chiefs fan. So that was a massive honour. And I got the chance to call a lovely couple, Kate and Chris, who live quite locally to me. Obviously, I hadn't met them before, but been able to chat to them, ask them how they're getting on and how they're coping with the lockdown. And that was really lovely to do. And I think, so many of the rugby players and lots of players at the Chiefs have phoned people really to, give them that call, because it can make a lot of difference to someone who's not able to talk to someone for a number of weeks. They've really lost a lot of social contact, and making that call can really make that difference to them. But really, even though sports people and obviously so many of the rugby players have done a fantastic job phoning people, it's also about really promoting the whole idea of encouraging everyone to make that call to someone. This is about promoting the fact that all of us must have a friend or a relative that we haven't spoken to for a long time, someone who would really appreciate someone to talk to, and you making that call can make such a difference to them. So it's really promoting that whole sort of concept and encouraging people to do that. But yeah, I was hoping people weren't disappointed that I wasn't one of the famous rugby players that they might have been hoping for, but it was definitely an honour to be asked to take part in that, because I'm so proud to have the Chiefs locally to us. It's absolutely brilliant, and they do so much for the community as well, so that's brilliant.
I'm sure they weren't disappointed at all. What have you missed most during lockdown, Jo?
I think like everyone, you miss meeting up with friends. You miss the fact that you can't go to places with your children to do things that you would normally do. Of course, with sport, I'm missing being part of the sort of running community and getting together with other people who enjoy sport. I love going down to the track and chatting with other runners, obviously that side of things. But I've managed to keep part of the running community, being online and things like that. But I think just like anyone, you're really missing just contact with all your friends and all your family. I'm missing my children not being able to meet up with their grandparents, and we've done a lot of FaceTime calls with them. But that type of thing, the things that are really important to everybody, that's the things, of course, we're missing as well. And I did worry about at the start of the lockdown how my children cope with not seeing their friends. I thought, that's going to be really sad for them. But they've managed remarkably well and done lots of other things, and it's obviously a battle, the homeschooling. That's the thing. But
I was going to ask about that.
Yeah.
How's that going?
But yeah, generally just the things that everyone miss, really just meeting up with family and friends, and missing out on those memories that you would be doing, like going out for the day with grandparents, things like that, and not meeting up with friends for dinner parties and the children seeing their friends. But yeah, it's tough for everybody, and yeah, everyone's struggling, and it's a tough, unprecedented time, and everyone's doing the best they can and doing so well under the circumstances.
And like most of us, I guess you've got a newfound respect for teachers.
Oh yeah, definitely. They do a fantastic job, and of course the teachers are doing brilliantly providing work on Google Classroom, and that's something we can access. And they're also sending out videos to the children that we've been watching, trying to encourage them to keep their spirits up as well as doing the work. And the teachers have been really understanding. And of course we've done what we can. It's a bit of a battle at times, because when you've got young children, you've got to try and encourage them to do homework. Well, it's like that all the time, and you have to sort of sometimes go with the flow a little bit, but we do get some done. But I'm in the same boat as all parents. It's definitely a bit of a battle, and getting that balance right as well with looking after their happiness. But yeah, definitely big thumbs up to teachers who keep them going normally, and how well they're doing trying to keep the sort of education coming in for the kids during this difficult time. Yeah, I agree with that.
I feel your pain. You also discovered just how robust your broadband is. When you've got 3 kids on devices plus you and somebody else, it can be a real test.
Yeah, because I've been involved in an indoor relay on the treadmill, which is done, encouraged by people from the National Running Show. It's absolutely brilliant. There's been a 24-hour relay going on where I've done 2 one-hour legs so far, and I'm going to be doing another leg. And that's been stressful, making sure the internet is connected up to the treadmill, which is now in a shed. So we've had to, like, at the moment, put the internet going out through the kitchen window into the shed, and then hoping the children won't trip over the cable, because we don't normally have the internet out there, you see, and then telling them they're not on any devices. And my husband did a leg of the relay a couple of nights ago, and honestly, guarding that cable for an hour while he did it so he didn't cut off the internet reception, but also just wondering if it's going to work. And yeah, all these important internet calls and meetings that have become so much more important. So I agree with that. We've had to at times say, right, no internet, we don't want these things to go down while we're in the middle of something. But yeah, it's been all good.
I didn't think after all the challenges you faced in your career that guarding a cable from your house to the shed would be up there, but
yeah, I know, it's been a big challenge.
And finally, Jo, I know that you're really keen to sort of shout out for our key workers, particularly the NHS workers who have been doing such a great job during this lockdown and well, during the pandemic rather.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the thing is, when we think of the challenges we're all facing, you know, we can only just thank the NHS staff and all the key workers so much, because they're all absolutely amazing. And I feel so fortunate that we've got such an amazing NHS, and we've certainly enjoyed making sure we do the NHS clap every single week. I even did one on the treadmill because they asked me to take part in the indoor relay, but have the honour of having the NHS clap at the start. So I was running on the treadmill and banging my saucepan with my wooden spoon right at the same time while we were broadcasting it, and that was a real honour. But yeah, the NHS staff, all the key workers, everyone working on the front line, you know, the police, all the emergency services, everything, they've all been absolutely amazing. Can't thank them enough. I mean, they're just absolutely awesome people, and you know, the respect we all need to show them is so, so important. And yeah, just a massive thank you from me and everybody throughout the whole nation, really. Yeah,
we all echo that. And I'm sure your coach and husband Gav did a full health and safety assessment before you jumped on the treadmill with the saucepan.
Yeah, it was funny. It was fairly challenging, throwing me off balance while I was, I've never actually tried banging a saucepan with a spoon before whilst running on the treadmill. It was a random activity that I never thought would be needed in my life. And yeah, but it was, of course, an honour, because when they said to me, oh, you do your next leg at on a Thursday at 8 o'clock, and I said, oh, well, the problem is that's when the NHS clap is on, so I'm not keen to do it unless I still get to do my clap. So we've got to do that. And last night my son and I were walking right down the road, banging our saucepans, of course, keeping our social distance, but we didn't even have any shoes on. We were just we were like, because we were bouncing on the trampoline, and then thought, oh no, quick. So we sprinted in, grabbed what we could out of the kitchen, and carried on. And normally we're a bit more organised, like 10 minutes before we start amassing our saucepans and spoons, and we just made it. But it was funny. But yeah, as a whole family, we've enjoyed you know, making sure we show that respect. And I think for all of us, not only are we showing the respect and the massive thanks that we need to show to all the NHS staff, key workers, emergency services and everyone, we're also able as a community to, you know, make a lot of noise and have that community spirit at that time as well, which has also been another part of it, I think.
Yeah, it's been quite a moving experience. It really has.
Yeah.
Jo, that's a great place to leave it. Couldn't leave it at a better place. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for your time. It's been brilliant to chat to you as always.
Oh, and thank you. And take care, everyone. Hope you all keep safe and well, and keep your spirits up, keep motivated, keep active if you can, and we'll get through this, definitely.
Yeah, and good luck for 2021. We'll be rooting for you.
Oh, thank you. I'll try.
Thanks, Jo.
Cheers. Thank you.